so back. Aria and I are out here today just outside of Westcliff, and we're going to be hiking Humboldt Peak behind me here via the East Ridge, which is the winter route. You know the deal. It's been a minute, but full guide linked below. Really excited for now to be back. Say for now because winter hikes are not my thing. I don't typically like them after the fact. However, Humboldt's been on my list forever, and the last time I did it, I had a broken face and a different dog. So it has been a while since I've been up to the summit of this 14er. Quick summary, I'm at the lower trailhead. You probably could drive a bit more. The road is gonna have snow at some point, so for the winter, I highly recommend parking back down here. This should be a 13-ish mile day with about 5,500 vert. I have made it very clear to Aria here that Luann is not invited today. However, she seems to be making an early appearance, and I don't love that journey for me. Anyway, I feel comfortable bringing the dog because this is a relatively low avalanche risk route, especially right now. You can see the entire ridgeline exposed. However, for any winter hike, please make sure you know before you go. I'll have some resources in the description for more information on avalanche information. About a mile and 3/4 up the road here, you're gonna ascend eventually. Cannot see the summit from here. It is that way. Here is your turn for the Rainbow Trail, basically here, and then let's talk about these slopes and route finding. So as you can see, you have quite a bit of trees to gain the initial ridge. Once you're on the ridge though, route finding should be fairly minimal. So just kind of keep that in mind. Today looks like it's gonna be pretty straightforward because there's so many people at the trailhead. I imagine it's well traveled, but if you're breaking trail, definitely have a good GPS file to follow. You're gonna cross the creek there, and then typically you're gonna go about 2/10 of a mile and then kind of go off this trail and then into the woods from there. This is our path, and snow levels are so low. Might be a little more trail finding than usual here, but we're gonna stick to this and basically just generally head up this way. Topped out that initial hill, definitely just a bushwhack. If there's snow, it'd probably be more obvious. There's like none. It's like summer. There are a few cairns, so a couple people have been here, but now up on the kind of first initial ridge, taking a left and continuing up, have a feeling I'm going to be post-holing. It's going to suck. A quick look back. Again, lucky today to have this. Otherwise, this would be interesting. Although it feels like you've done maybe something, you're only at 10,000 feet right now and still have about 3 miles to the summit. So a lot of work ahead. Yo. It's March 1st. Bro, I'm sweating like it's July. Damn. This is steep. Expect to spend definitely a couple hours in here. Still not cracked tree line. Hoping to do so in another 20 minutes and just hope it dries out. It's actually a really good booter. I worry about the way down, but there's definitely people ahead of me, so banking on them post-holing before I do. Finally above tree line, just shy of 12,000 feet. Wow, I have put my shorts on because it's just so warm. I ditched the snowshoes, so my bag feels significantly lighter. Absolutely did not need them on the way up, and I don't think from here I will either. Yeah, it's just kind of disheartening how dry it is down here, especially for March. There should be a lot more snow in these plains and on these mountains. Makes for today's winter check of Humboldt much easier than it could be alternatively. Through the trees there, I guess my summary on it is extremely easy fall for me today, but I will say that if you don't have trail evidently packed in by somebody else, definitely want to have a GPX, and you can definitely use mine to get through that part. From here, pretty obvious. Essentially going to gain this ridge, and then that's the false summit, and then you'll be able to see the true one after that. Still have quite a bit of climbing to go, just over 2,500 feet. South Colony Lake Basin below me there. First actual site of the summit right there. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to this. I kind of just do my thing, but basically I'm going to keep straight and across this slope right here, right above Aria's head, to get to the ridge, the east ridge, and then summit is right there. If I had to critique myself, which I do all the time, I would probably be a little bit higher up. Stunningly beautiful. A little wind up here, but for the sangres, this is like a perfect day. Luan. The ridge, there'll be some class 2 in here, nothing crazy today. Broken Hand Peak, Crescent Needle Peak in the background. Just beautiful. Looking down, you can see another hiker. Another false summit here. Really firm snow. I'm in my trail runners and have no desire to put anything else on, which is, again, just amazing. Aria for scale, some more class 2 here as you are about 300 feet from the summit vertically, looking back to the ridge that you came up. Okay. Okay. Oh, good job. Top of Humboldt Peak, whole gang of people up here. Nice to meet everybody if you guys will watch this in the future. To the summit, just about 6 miles, 5,300 feet of vert. Beautiful day, 0 wind, which is like, especially for the sangres, amazing. In terms of winter 14ers, this is definitely taking a step up from the easier ones. I'll link that in the description below, but definitely very minimal, if today 0 avalanche risk. Generally, this is a pretty low AVI risk route as well, which is why it's popular. Plus, these low snow years tend to happen up here. I'm a little not thrilled about going down because I feel like there's going to be a ton of post-holing. Yeah, another snowflake in the books. Not that I'm really hunting those, but I always like to put out at least one winter hike every year. I'm just saying this again for the people at home. Windless, like none, like zero, like none. Is it winter? Is this global warming? Aria is a great, excellent hiking partner. However, on the way down, she tends to let out Luan, and Luan pulls. And today, when there's a little bit of snow and a lot of bit of slippery rock, pulling down a mountain is not my vibe. Could you kindly ask her to put Luan away for future hikes? Because we'll be done by the time you watch this. This is terrible. What is this snow consistency? It's like a snow cone. Very slippery. Aria's pulling me down the entire mountain. But at least I don't have to brake trail, I guess. Also, for those wondering, why do you not have your slip board today? Well, I have the dog, but also the coverage here is really, really poor. Even if you came down this trail on a split board, it would be terrible. With better coverage, maybe, but it would have to be a pretty high snow year to really take advantage of this. The trees here, as you can kind of see, are super, super thick. That's why I'm on my 10 toes right now. Basically about a half mile from the truck. Gonna wrap this one up here with some final stats. So I had just about 5,400 feet of elevation gain. That's from the lower trailhead. If you're doing this in the winter, you have to just assume you're gonna be doing that. And then in terms of mileage, I think I'm gonna have a little bit over 12, which is interesting because I know that fluctuates. I've seen like upwards of 13. I think a lot of that depends on how you're gaining some of these lines in the woods and also just like on the slopes. So feel free to follow my GPX. I feel pretty confident about it. This is definitely a dog-friendly hike if, you know, you like to bring your dog on really long days, or your dog can do really long days. But Ari had no issues with any of the scrambling or any of the snow levels. It was more just me getting frustrated because she's a husky and she pulls, but she did really great today. Overall, I would say Humboldt Peak in the winter is very accessible and definitely a good one for those of you who do like to get your snowflakes or to go after your 14er winter summits. I don't like to hike in the winter, but I'm excited to be back. Really happy to have the channel back. That was a little scary for a bit there. And yeah, just looking to come into 2025 with a lot of momentum. I have lots of ideas. The channel will be focused a bit on trail running for a while, but obviously I'll definitely be doing regular hike stuff as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do virtual trail guides here in Colorado, but all over the country. So hit the subscribe button not to miss any future hike related content. I would really appreciate it. About 70% of you are not subscribed, but come through and watch. If you found this video at all helpful, entertaining, if you just like Aria, throw it a like. I'd really appreciate that as well. And yeah, as always, if you want to support the channel, I got virtual Sherpa gear, shirts, stickers, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna be trying to work with some local artists this year to do some more kind of smaller one-off stuff as well. So yeah, as always, thank you all so much for watching. It's good to be back, and I'll see you guys in the next adventure.